With AI and ML technologies transforming the way work gets done, CIOs are in a unique position to help their organizations prepare for the future of work by transitioning to a skills-based economy. Today, we're going to discuss how IT leaders can use AI and ML to help HR improve employee retention and engagement while creating a skills-based workforce. I'm joined today by Aashna Kircher, GM of Talent at Workday, who's going to provide some insights on this topic. Welcome, Ashna.
Thanks, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing great today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being here. So you've recently taken on a new role at Workday. Can you tell us a bit about what you're doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that new. I've spent the last 10 years, almost 10 years here at Workday, building various products in the talent space. So in the new role, I look after our talent acquisition suite, so recruiting, candidate engagement, messaging, our learning suite, which is Workday Learning, Extended Enterprise, and Cloud Connect for Learning, and then our talent optimization products, which also includes skills, which is, I think, what we're going to be talking about today.
That is what we're going to be talking about today. So really the way work gets done has really changed a lot in recent years, right? And we hear a lot about machine learning and AI, and we'll talk more about that a bit. But can you talk about the shift to a skills-based economy, what that really means for an organization?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as the times have become faster and faster and we've had to change to adapt them across all industries, all businesses, our customers have really looked to how do we move the right people into the right place at the right time. And the shift from sort of more traditional structures around jobs to skills really comes with that. And one of the things I think that's really interesting is it's not an HR problem anymore. It's a whole business opportunity, and really an opportunity, I think, to transform the way businesses work and operate.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, the easy way to think about it is this is just an HR problem, right? But it really is the entire business. It's an IT problem too, right?
100%.
Yeah. So the way we've been thinking about it, the way we've been talking about it is the IT department, the office of the CIO, really laying that kind of backbone foundation to enable the business to adopt and shift and change as it needs to.
Yeah. That totally makes sense.
So Ashna, can you tell us a bit more, go a bit deeper about what Workday is doing with AI and ML, particularly around skills?
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. And, we're not new to the AI and ML world. We've actually been investing in our skills technologies for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, that's right.
And when we set out to build skills, we really set out to solve two problems. The first of which was, how do we help our customers have a skills taxonomy, grouping, graph, whatever you want to call it, that evolves on their behalf. We had so many customers who were going out and building skill libraries that then became no longer relevant after they've completed them. So you'd have a 2-year project and then it was static and wouldn't continue to evolve. And we started out with that being the mission of Skills Cloud, and AI and ML is really at the core of doing that evolution of taking those inputs and continuing to evolve on their behalf and serve as one taxonomy or one ontology for all of our customers. And then the second problem that we really set out to solve was, how do we have a single language or currency that connects all of the pieces across Workday: people, opportunities, jobs, mentors, connections, you name it, and be able to optimize based on that common language. So how do we recommend people to opportunities? And again, AI and ML is really at the core of that recommendation too. And then one of the things that we've seen over time, particularly in the last couple of years, is we've evolved our Skills Cloud to continue to be open so that it can talk to other systems where skills information might live. So we've really become the world's most open skills intelligence foundation in terms of what we're thinking about and providing to our customers.
Yeah, that's great. And as you referenced, the nature of skills, or really any of these kind of higher level services, they evolve over time, they change. It's not building a static asset that you can then go leverage forever. These things change over time, which is a big part of why AI and ML need to be at the backbone of how you actually develop those. And the point that you're making brought up something to mind for me. We've taken really a platform approach to how we build our machine learning system, back end, but then also what we call our ML core components. And Skills Cloud is kind of the first best example of that, where we take in the data on the back end, we run it through our machine learning systems and processes and algorithms and all of that, and we develop this thing called Skills Cloud that there's so much more information embedded in that today than just skills. It's learning content, it's resumes, and all of these other documents that get embedded within that, and that's what then allows us to have this proliferation of use cases across the top of it, of mentor recommendations, of recommended content, of career pathing, things like that. It's not just skills anymore. It's actually a much richer set of data. And that platform approach allows us to then proliferate many use cases off the top of a single core component.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And we do that also in a trusted way. So we've established our ML Trust program here at Workday. We have our AI ethical principles that we've established and published, and we actually live by those as we're developing technologies to enhance decision making on behalf of the customers.
Yeah.
That's great. So could we talk a bit more about the partnership between the Office of the CHRO and the Office of the CIO, and what that partnership should look like to help enable a skills-based workforce?
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. I think as we talked about, skills is really at the center of business transformation. And so, HR leaders and IT leaders need to be working hand in hand to build the business case and demonstrate the value back to the business. And it's so important to have that single system that weaves together through all of those critical work moments, surfacing insights, surfacing the right data at the right time, finding the right people. And IT is critical to creating that digital foundation.
Yeah, that's so true. And as you said before, it's a real partnership across the entire enterprise to enable this. Those are two of the key building blocks to help enable it, but it really is a full business problem that folks are trying to solve.
Yeah.
That's great. So can you tell me a bit about how organizations with a skills-based strategy are more responsive to change, particularly in these quickly changing environments that we're all operating in today?
Yes, absolutely. I think, skills is the centerpiece of workforce agility for many of our customers. And it breaks down into two sides, sort of the business, empowering the business on what are the skills that we have, how do we deploy our resources, really our people, in the best way against those. And so if you don't understand and know the skills, you can't deploy them in the right way or redeploy them in certain cases or acquire external talent. And then the flip side of that is from an end user perspective. So as an employee or a manager even, getting right, tailored, personalized content suggestions, career opportunities so that you can then give back to the business and invest, again, creates that really self-reinforcing cycle of driving workforce agility.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And it is about the individual. It's about really maximizing the contributions of who a person can be and giving it back to the company and what they're doing.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So as we wrap up, is there any advice you'd give to HR leader who is looking to transition to a skills-based economy within their own business?
The customers that we talk to on a regular basis mostly struggle with how to get started and where they should start. And I really think that the best advice that I would have is just get started, is just roll out Skills Cloud and look at where are the places within the business that you can start to unlock that skills-based transformation, whether it starts over in learning or in recruiting or acquiring talent. You can turn it on and then be able to see and reap the benefits in any of those areas.
Yeah, and that's great. And I think as we said before, approaching it as a partnership across the business. This isn't just an HR-driven event. This is the whole business. As you were referring to earlier, this is a C-suite level problem for how an organization transforms. And so getting that partnership across the organization has got to be key.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess I would turn it back to you. What advice would you have for an IT leader in the same situation?
Yeah, it's a great question. First and foremost, being open to understanding that this is a broad business problem, that the nature of how we approach skills, how we approach talent and talent development is changing and changing rapidly, and being agile to that change, I think, is super important. But then also leveraging strategic cloud partners, understanding the fundamentals of the underlying data set that you're using and leveraging that as a foundational piece that allows your business to transform going forward, I think is hugely key.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us today, Ashna. It's been a really insightful conversation.
My pleasure.
And thank you to all of you who joined today as well. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great workday.